In a world full of mysteries, extremes, and wonders, welcome to the world's most. From the deadliest creatures to the tallest mountains, from ancient secrets to unbelievable facts. This is where knowledge meets awe. Discover the wildest, the biggest, the fastest, and the most extraordinary stories on Earth. This is the world's most. Today, we uncover 7 of the most dangerous animals on Earth. Let's begin our journey, one creature at a time. They look slow, they eat plants, and they spend their days floating peacefully in rivers. But don't be fooled. The hippopotamus is one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. Weighing up to 3,000 kilograms, hippos are powerful and territorial giants. With jaws that open nearly 180 degrees, they can crush bones, bite through boats, and kill in a single strike. Hippos are responsible for more human deaths in Africa than lions, elephants, or crocodiles. Every year, over 500 people lose their lives to hippo attacks, and most never see it coming. In water, they are nearly invisible. Only the ears, eyes, and nostrils peek above the surface. When a boat or person enters their territory, they may charge without warning, tipping vessels, biting, and trampling. On land, they may look clumsy, but a hippo can run up to 30 kilometers per hour. You can't outrun them, and you can't fight them. Hippos are especially aggressive when protecting their calves. Mothers will charge at any threat, human or animal, with unstoppable force. In many African regions, people rely on rivers for fishing, washing, and water. But these rivers also belong to the hippo, and when territory is shared, conflict is inevitable. Avoid approaching hippos, on land or in water. Never place a boat between a hippo and deep water. Be alert for warning signs, grunts, splashes, rising heads. And when in doubt, keep your distance. They are not predators, they don't hunt, but they defend. And in defense, the hippopotamus becomes a killer. For over 200 million years, they've ruled the rivers and swamps. Ancient, armored, and patient. Crocodiles are not just survivors. They are ambush predators, perfectly built for a single purpose: to kill. With jaws that can crush bones and teeth designed to hold and tear. A crocodile's bite is one of the strongest forces in the natural world. They strike with lightning speed, dragging their prey underwater to drown them in silence. Crocodiles are found across tropical regions: the Nile, the rivers of Southeast Asia, the mangroves of Australia, and the wetlands of the Americas. In these areas, any stretch of water could be hiding one just beneath the surface. Every year, hundreds of attacks are reported. The Nile crocodile alone is responsible for dozens of human deaths annually. They attack silently when people bathe, fish, or collect water. Once a crocodile locks onto its target, there is almost no escape. Floating motionless, only eyes and nostrils above water.
Hola,
A crocodile watches,
¿cómo estás,
waits.
bebé?
Their camouflage is near perfect. By the time you notice them, it may already be too late. Once a crocodile grabs its prey, it begins a vicious spinning move, the death roll. This motion tears flesh, breaks limbs, and overwhelms even large animals. It is a signature move, and a deadly one. Avoid swimming or walking near crocodile habitats. Stay away from the water's edge, especially at dawn and dusk. Follow warning signs and never underestimate their reach. These reptiles are fast, on land and in water. Crocodiles are not monsters. They are ancient hunters, doing what they've always done. But in their world, one careless step can cost a life. in calm, shallow waters, where the surface is still and peaceful. A silent threat waits, unnoticed, not with teeth, not with poison, but with parasites, capable of invading the human body and spreading deadly disease. This is the story of freshwater snails. While most freshwater snails seem harmless, some species play a crucial role in the life cycle of dangerous parasites. They are not the killers themselves, but they open the door for something far worse. One of the deadliest diseases spread by freshwater snails is called schistosomiasis. The snails act as hosts to a parasite known as schistosoma. When people bathe or walk in infected water, the parasite can pierce the skin and enter the bloodstream without a single bite. The infection begins with a rash or itching, but as the parasite spreads, it causes fever, diarrhea, and blood in the urine. If untreated, it can damage the liver, bladder, and even the brain. In some cases, it can be fatal. Freshwater snails can also carry other parasites, including liver flukes and lungworms, which pose serious risks to both humans and livestock. People living in tropical and subtropical regions are at the greatest risk, especially in Africa, Asia, and South America. Children who play in rivers and farmers working barefoot in rice fields are often the most vulnerable. Avoiding contact with unsafe water is key. Wearing shoes, using clean water, and treating water sources with medicine can save thousands of lives. Controlling the snail population is part of the solution. They move slowly. They make no sound. But freshwater snails remind us of a powerful truth. Even the smallest creatures can carry the greatest dangers. In the heart of Africa, a silent danger lurks in the shadows. It doesn't roar, it doesn't sting, but with a single bite, it can end a life. This is the tsetse fly, one of the deadliest insects on the continent. The tsetse fly, from the Glossina genus, is native to sub-Saharan Africa. It resembles a large housefly, but it feeds on blood, both human and animal. Unlike mosquitoes, both male and female tsetse flies bite. They are active during the day and are most common in wooded and rural areas. The danger lies not in the bite itself, but in what the tsetse fly can transmit. It carries the trypanosoma parasite, which causes a deadly condition, African trypanosomiasis, better known as sleeping sickness. The disease has two stages. First comes fever, headaches, fatigue, and joint pain. But in the second stage, the parasite enters the brain. It disrupts sleep cycles, causes confusion, and leads to coma, and eventually, death. Over 60 million people live in areas at risk. Entire communities can be devastated by outbreaks. Sleeping sickness affects health, agriculture, and the economy, especially in remote and underserved areas. Efforts are underway to fight the threat. Insecticide-treated traps, protective clothing, surveillance and early treatment, eradication programs. With science, strategy, and international cooperation, we are pushing back against this tiny predator. It is silent, it is small, but it is not invisible. The tsetse fly reminds us that in nature, even the smallest can be the most dangerous. And the fight to protect lives is far from over. Every year, tens of thousands of people die from a disease that is entirely preventable. Its name is rabies, a deadly virus that silently invades the central nervous system, almost always leading to death once symptoms appear. Across the globe, the primary source of rabies in humans is not wild animals, it's dogs. According to the World Health Organization, more than 99% of human rabies deaths are linked to dog bites, most of them occurring in parts of Africa and Asia. In dogs, rabies shows itself in two distinct ways. The furious form causes extreme aggression. The dog may become restless, hypersensitive to sound and light, and may bite without warning. The paralytic form, however, is more subtle, causing weakness, loss of coordination, and eventually, paralysis. In humans, rabies begins quietly, a tingling sensation at the site of a bite, fever, discomfort. But within days, the virus takes control. The patient may experience hallucinations, spasms, and a terrifying fear of water. Eventually, the virus shuts down the body, and the result is almost always fatal. But here's the good news. Rabies is preventable. If someone is bitten by a potentially infected animal, washing the wound immediately with soap and water is crucial. Then, post-exposure vaccination must begin, a life-saving step that can stop the virus before it spreads. Preventing rabies means vaccinating our pets, educating our communities, and taking action when exposure happens. With awareness and proper care, we can eliminate rabies deaths completely. Together, through knowledge and prevention, we can protect millions of lives and write the final chapter in the story of rabies. They move silently. They strike in seconds. And sometimes, one bite is all it takes. These are venomous snakes, masters of survival, feared by many, misunderstood by most. A venomous snake is not just dangerous. It is a marvel of biological engineering. These reptiles inject venom through their fangs to hunt prey or to defend themselves. The venom may attack the nervous system, the blood, or the tissues, sometimes with deadly consequences. Venomous snakes come in many forms across the globe. The elapids, like cobras, mambas, and coral snakes, deliver powerful neurotoxins, affecting breathing and brain function. Vipers, such as rattlesnakes and adders, use hemotoxins that destroy blood cells and cause massive tissue damage. In the oceans, sea snakes possess some of the most potent venom known to science, but they rarely come into contact with humans. Venomous snakes live on nearly every continent, from the deserts of Africa to the rainforests of Southeast Asia. Australia is home to many of the world's most toxic species. In Turkey, vipers like the Ottoman viper and meadow viper are native and potentially dangerous. Understanding their habitats is the first step to coexisting with them safely. When a venomous snake bites, the effects can vary, depending on the species, the amount of venom, and the victim's health. Common symptoms include pain and swelling at the bite site, nausea, vomiting, dizziness or fainting paralysis, and difficulty breathing, internal bleeding and tissue death in severe cases. Some bites are mild, others can be fatal within hours. If bitten by a snake, stay calm and keep the affected limb still. Keep the bite area below heart level. Do not apply a tourniquet, cut the wound, or attempt to suck out venom. Get medical help immediately. If possible, identify or photograph the snake, but never put yourself in further danger. In hospitals, antivenom can be life-saving when given promptly. Most snake bites happen because people are unaware or unprepared. To avoid danger, wear boots and long pants in snake-prone areas. Never reach blindly into rocks or shrubs. Shake out shoes and sleeping bags before use. At campsites, keep your tent zipped and your area clean. And above all, never try to handle a wild snake. Despite their fearsome reputation, venomous snakes are essential to our ecosystems. They control rodent populations, prevent the spread of disease, and serve as prey for larger predators. Without them, nature's balance would be lost. These creatures are not enemies, but vital, ancient survivors who ask only to be left in peace. Venomous snakes are not monsters. They are a powerful reminder of nature's complexity. Deadly, yes, but also beautiful, purposeful, and deeply misunderstood. Respect them, learn from them, and let them remind us that even danger, when understood, has a place in the world. They are tiny, almost invisible, but they kill more humans than any other creature on Earth. Mosquitoes, silent, persistent, and deadly. Mosquitoes are small flying insects, found almost everywhere on the planet. Only females bite. They need blood to develop their eggs. They detect humans by sensing body heat, carbon dioxide, and even the chemicals in our sweat. It's not the bite itself that's deadly. It's what they carry. Mosquitoes are vectors for life-threatening diseases, including malaria, dengue fever, Zika virus, West Nile virus, yellow fever. These diseases affect millions each year, especially in tropical and subtropical regions. When a mosquito bites an infected person, it picks up the virus or parasite in their blood. Later, when it bites someone else, the disease is transmitted through its saliva. This simple act of feeding can start a deadly chain reaction. Malaria alone kills over 600,000 people each year. Dengue infects over 390 million annually. Outbreaks are becoming more frequent due to climate change, urbanization, and global travel. No region is completely safe. To protect yourself, use insect repellent with DT or picaridin. Wear long sleeves and pants in mosquito-prone areas. Sleep under mosquito nets. Eliminate standing water where they breed. Support vaccination and public health efforts. They don't roar, they don't strike, but they are the deadliest animals in the world. Tiny wings, global threat. We must remain vigilant, because sometimes the most dangerous predators are the ones we don't see coming. Thanks for joining us on this wild journey through nature's most dangerous creatures. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing stories from around the world. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.